Hi, this is Ferre with TaxSaleSupport.com. I'm here with Swenson again, and this is another one of our Property Deal of the Week videos where we look at some of the different properties that have come up in tax sales around the country.
Yeah, and today we're going to be talking about Washington and a tax sale that took place there.
Yeah, so Washington is a tax deed state. What that means is that property owners have a redemption period to pay off their delinquent taxes, but once that expires, the county has the right by state law to foreclose on the property and offer it up at auction to recover the delinquent taxes that are owed.
Yeah, now the bidding is going to start at the delinquent taxes and any fees, and Washington will hold both on-site and online auctions, and if they do have leftover properties after the sale, they can offer them over the counter.
And real quick before we move on, we just noticed that about 15% of you are subscribed. So we want to encourage you, if you're not subscribed to the channel yet, to subscribe so that anytime we put out videos, you'll know.
Yeah, I'd love to have you join the family.
So the sale we're looking at today is for, I should have looked at the pronunciation now.
Whatcom?
Whatcom?
I'm guessing.
Whatcom County, Washington. And this was an auction, again, that happened on November 30th. It was an online auction that was conducted through Bid for Assets.
Yeah, exactly. Now, this first property ended up selling for about $2,800, but really was an overall, I think, probably one of the best deals had at the sale.
Yeah, in fact, it is a building lot, that is accessible there. And it's a pretty low price, considering, the market value on it.
Yeah, the assessed value around $22,000. This property ended up selling for $2,800, and the property rate, this property we're going to look at here in just a second, is actually the property right next to it.
Yeah, so this property right here is the one, next to it, which also sold for $2,200 here. And they give this one a lower value. They don't give it the same $22,000 value.
I think that's because it's not accessible.
Yeah,
the road hasn't only been built to just that one first lot. So if you were going to buy that first lot, definitely you're going to pick up that, the second lot. That way you have really a double lot.
Yeah, you'd have a double-sized, lot there, which could only add to the value, of the building lot there when you used it. So, yeah, that would be great. But really, so for the total there of about $4,500,
under $5,000.
Yeah, under $5,000. You've got a lot that probably would have a value that would exceed, I don't know what the market is on that, probably.
Well, and that's kind of what we can see here. We want to see kind of some of the similar properties for sale. If you actually look at those two properties right there in the middle, one at 35 and one at 39, these are located within the exact same area, except for these aren't accessible at all. So you're looking at similar properties that are listed for 35 to 40. Other lots, the cheapest starting at 30, going up to $70,000.
Yeah.
So these are lots all located within half a mile of this particular lot.
Yeah, I mean, really, it could easily, with a double lot like that, it could easily be worth over 50, 60, 70,000 easy.
Yeah, well, and it's really looking into these different type of details where you're going to see that this is going to be a good deal and why it makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah, which, by the way, the road is still accessible right up there, to, right up there to this lot. It was just never utilized.
Yeah, exactly.
So, interesting. Property number 3 we can see is it's a mobile home that is sitting on some land. This property sold for $33,100. But has an assessed value of $53,000 and a market probably somewhere in the range of $70,000 to $100,000.
Yeah, this is actually a really awesome property located right next to a river, kind of in a forest area, kind of more of a vacation property, But as far as looking at similar properties for sale, this mobile home is actually quite a bit bigger than the one on the right, both of them. And, we're looking between $70,000 to $100,000 in potential value. So I think they picked this property up at about between, 35, 40 cents on the dollar. But you're also looking at, for $33,000, you're getting a vacation home.
Yeah. Yeah, that is pretty nice.
This could also work good for something like, a rental or a vacation rental.
Yeah.
Where you could bring in residual income.
Renting out or getting a regular tenant.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's an interesting property, and they didn't pay a lot for it. $33,000 for an investment like that has that kind of income potential and overall value. I mean, you could turn around and sell it for for probably 70 plus easy, or 100,000 plus.
Yeah. This property here is kind of interesting. The reason I kind of want to point out it's not necessarily the most sexy property in the world, and is looking at the assessed value, they got it for a little less than half. They paid $27,000 for it. It's worth just under $60,000, and it's 3.3 acres. But one thing that was kind of interesting in looking at this property and talking about tax sales is we're always looking about other uses or other potential uses, and this property has is separated by a 4-lane highway.
Yeah.
And when you see a 4-lane highway like that, one of the first things I want to know is it possible to put a billboard there?
Yeah.
Because if it is possible to put a billboard there, you could put a billboard on either side. And in looking at the highway, when I was at least looking at the overhead images, there was a lot of cars going on it.
Yeah.
So it had quite a bit of traffic where, automatically this property could bring in some type of rental income. But at 3.5 acres, there's also, a chunk out, a good acre and a half out there on that one side that you could put any type of structure or anything you wanted to do as well.
Yeah. Yeah, it's an interesting property, that certainly has potential uses, there and is accessible. It's nice. And a billboard could totally be an idea that could, that could potentially work.
Yeah, it was something we would look at before buying, but if it was a possibility, you own the land there, you could put up the billboard, and automatically, let's say you put up 2 billboards.
Yeah, income property, just like that.
So on each side, you've got a total of 4 billboards that billboards can easily rent out for more than $1,000 a month.
Yeah.
This last property I thought was kind of interesting because sometimes you'll see property and think, it was sold for $30,000, but it only had an assessed value of $24,000. And so, automatically, we get a lot of times people will ask, well, why did somebody do that? Well, sometimes it's because, you've got 2 investors that aren't smart, and they're
just willing to pay a lot.
Yeah. But sometimes it's because there could be something that makes the property higher than the tax assessed value.
Yeah. Kind of like in this case where it would seem like, like it doesn't make sense, until you realize that the assessed value is, is dramatically under what the market is.
Exactly. Here looking at this property, here's a property that's sold that's actually on the exact same road. So it's only, 100 feet away from the property, and it ended up selling for $90,000. There's also 2 other lots within the area that sold for between $60,000 to $64,000. Now, that is the reason why somebody was willing to pay $30,000 for it, because they wanted a lot within this area and they could get it for half price.
Yeah.
Now we wouldn't pay that. We would probably want to be more at $15,000 on this lot. Maybe $20,000. But there is, as you look into the details more, that's where it justifies the price, or why somebody in this case would pay that much.
Yeah. It's still going to be profitable, most likely.
Yeah. Here. Yeah, I mean, you look at that, they paid more than it's actually valued. Well, not really when you look into the actual property values.
Yeah. So these have been properties that were offered up in the Whatcom County, Washington sale on November 30th. That was done through Bid for Assets.
Yep.
And if you like this information, be sure to check out our membership program, where we provide weekly live webinars, as well as tax sale lists. There's downloadable training content, a lot of stuff.
Yeah, it's only $39 a month to month, $29 if you want to do a 12-month membership. We really feel it's the best value for tax sale training. And like Shay said, you get a chance to do weekly webinars with us.
Yeah, I think hands down the best value, and can make a lot of things about tax sale investing a little bit easier for students.
Yeah, it gives you access to our list and everything else.
Yeah, so hey, thanks for watching this video. Be sure to hit that thumbs up button.
Yeah, appreciate it.